Then to jump to your time at the Mamba Academy, what do you think your like the lessons that you learned there that you couldn't have learned elsewhere? What are some of those that have stood out for you?
For sure. I mean, I think the biggest thing that I learned, man, is that you can have the best laid plans and the unexpected can happen. The craziest thing can happen, and I can envision 100 ways that my tenure there would have went. And the way it kind of went, the way the second half of it went was definitely not one of those 100 ways. And yeah, you really like it's just that, man. It's moving on your feet. It's again being innovative. It's being ready for the moment, whatever the moment is. And now, right now, I'm helping a bunch of athletes with their brand development, with their digital and social marketing, with their merchandise. And the biggest thing I tell them is like we plan for just about 2 months for that one moment to happen, but it's always being prepared for whenever that moment's going to happen. And it's the same thing, you just stay ready, you stay prepared, you stay up to date with what's going on in the industry, you stay plugged into the company, into your coworkers, and when something happens, good or bad, you're ready to do what needs to be done. And I think that was the lesson there. And a good example just now with what I'm working on is I'm working with a great young cornerback named Sean Murphy Bunting on the Buccaneers, and great guy, and
Now
kind of
Super
talked
Bowl
about
champ.
the Super Bowl champ now, and I don't have to tell him that, he knows it. And
Yeah, he does.
we talked all season about that moment, when's that moment coming, and that's my message when I'm working with guys is there's a lot that we can talk about doing, but we can only execute on it, or it will only work when there's something that happens on field that precipitates. And we playoffs, you can go out and get an interception in 3 straight games, you're playing your ass off. You go in the Super Bowl, you were ready for the moment, you made a moment happen. So whether that's the social growth that's come because of that, which is exponential, whether it's the merchandise that we launched the night of the Super Bowl, which has been selling really well, or whether it's just the business and brand development and the brand awareness. People know your name now. You know what I'm saying? You didn't know his name 3 months ago. You know his name now. Is what comes of it, and it's just being ready for that moment. And that's it, man. I feel like people like you and me, like we work 360 days a year for those 5 days, those 5 moments that are everything. They're the days that maybe you make your money. They're the days that you grow your following. They're the days that you hit the jackpot. And you have to stay ready all year for those, because if you're not ready for them, you can't take advantage of them. And you can have a 3 interception day, but if you don't have the plan alongside it to go out with it, what did that do for you? So it's really just maximizing those moments. And I think I definitely learned that over the past, year for sure.
It's a really interesting take that the way you just articulated it on a concept that I believe in deeply, which is one of the worst things that can happen to you is a ton of success or virality right out of the gate, because then you don't have that preparation, you don't have that plan to back it up. Let's say you put out your first YouTube video and you get 10 million views. Then people go to your channel and they look for what else you have, and you have nothing because
Exactly.
it's your first video. And now you have to back that up with something as good in a tenth the amount of time. You can't do it. It's impossible. And there's also an element of luck involved. So I think it really screws you over algorithmically, mentally, and
Yeah.
then strategically as well. And it's just an all around no. Whereas if you did what you're talking about, which is plan things, you know, work at it, get consistently better, and then you're ready. And then afterwards, you're just doing the same thing that you were always doing because you were doing it before.
Yeah, and I compare it to sports, right? You work out all off season, you work out on off days, so that when those game day comes, 82 in the NBA or 72 or 70, but 16 in the NFL, 162 or 150 in the MLB, you're ready. You're ready. You are going to play your best, or as best as you can, because you've been working for that moment. And it applies in business, it applies to social media, it applies to digital media. Like, always stay ready and get ready for those moments, so when they do come, you can take advantage of them. And I think that's fundamental to everything we do, whether you're an entrepreneur, a journalist, work in marketing, or work in PR, comms. Like, that's the key is being and staying ready.
100%.